How did that collaboration come about?
We were working on his album Instant Vintage. I've been working with Raphael Saadiq for years, since I was 18, 19 years old. And we were working on the Instant Vintage album. I've worked pretty much on every song on the album with him. So just about. And I don't know. We just felt like a tuba should just be in there. I just on the whole record, I played pretty much all the instruments that I know how to play, except the tuba, which is like, man, how can I squeeze in tuba on this record, on this album? And sure enough, that wound up being the song. Yeah.
Wow, we had an event at South by Southwest a couple years ago, and we presented a group he was working with at the time, the Boogie.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if he's still working with them or not, but they were awesome.
They're awesome, okay.
What's something about Raphael Saadiq that most people don't know?
Raphael Saadiq is a gospel quartet music head. A lot of people may not know that about him. I mean, his roots and upbringing, which is actually what got us connected. His love for gospel quartet music. Just Mighty Clouds of Joy and the Violinaires, and I'm not really familiar with all the ones on the West Coast, but Canton Spirituals and all that. He was really, really. Matter of fact, I think he produced a Canton Spirituals. No, he produced a Mighty Clouds of Joy album, one of their more recent albums. Put this kind of retro throwback thing on them. It was really, really cool. But a lot of people don't know that's his thing. When
do collaborations feel right? Like, what is there anything that kind of comes to mind?
Yeah, I think collaborations. I think they work best when they're not forced. For instance, I love working with singers and artists that are actually songwriters. Anthony Hamilton is a good friend of mine, and he's a great example of, even though he's not a musician, he really hears, the direction for his music and him thinking, well, I know Wooten can do this. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I know Anthony can do this. So, in his own right, he's a musician when we are collaborating, making the music. It's just different things that people bring to the table. I could not have come up with any of the songs that I did, with Raphael Saadiq, Anthony Hamilton, Jill Scott, had there not been a collaboration of a musical. It's just it almost gives a reason. I did so in love with Jill Scott and Anthony Hamilton, and it's just two chords. There's two chords throughout the whole song. And there's nothing. Magical about it. I play those two chords all the time. It's just that when Jill hears it, when Anthony hears it, they hear something different that I've never heard with those two chords, and they hear a song out of it, and then I begin to hear what they hear, and it just goes back and forth. So it's the contribution of just the mind of another person in the room. I love collaborating. I don't even see doing music on my own now, as when I used to when I was a kid growing up, when I could do everything. I see that collaboration is a must now, to make it great.
Do you ever feel like you have to fight for collaboration? I know a lot of times, maybe not so much from the artist side, but record label executives and publishers and things like that. With technology, a lot of times they're quick to say, send an idea, send this and that. Do you get that?
Yeah. And I really dislike it. And to be honest, there hasn't been a record that I think I have, pitched to anybody that has ever worked that way. To this day, every record that I've done that's been out in the marketplace have been records that I've collaborated with the artist. There was some sort of collaboration with me and the artist, or there was some sort of dialogue exchange, like this is what we want to do, even if we weren't in the same room with the artist. I've always felt ultra, not cocky about it, but ultra confident that if I get in a room with an artist, because I feel like I can do a lot of stuff, but I feel like it just is no purpose to it until I get in the room with that artist. So it's kind of the technology today kind of makes, it kind of waters things down for me.